Good morning, everybody, and this is the S&P 500 setups for today. So a bit of a sell-off yesterday, quite a big sell-off actually, but we do have a pin bar that did form, and that was going into the close. So it looks like, what was this? 50.83. We'll look at the exact level on the lower time frame, but it does look like that was the line that was defended. What does concern me is that we stretched further down, and let's put the level in, and you'll see again pin bars coming into play. So there is a pin bar right there, and we kind of hammered through another level. Let's put that in. I'll get the levels to you when we get down to lower time frames, but you can see what I'm doing. There's this previous swing high. We've pulled back. We basically tested this pin bar here, or tried to, just fell short of it. Importantly, now the moving averages have crossed over and are pointing down. They have separated a little bit, so they're not running together. How do I put it? Something like that. Here on the 3rd of Jan, you can see now we were just running down, pointing down. A little bit of a different setup, almost looking like this or this here on the 15th of Jan. See how they separate and then continue separating, getting wider and wider, and then eventually they cross over, and there's normally an explosive move. So many ways to look at this bottom of channel. Not going to draw the channel in as clear as daylight. You can see how it's moving up. Bottom of channel could be just a big move up, pull back, testing the flag break here. So we had this move 2 weeks ago. Last week was consolidation with a break, and now we've come back to test the break. So the break is pretty much at 58.3. I think that was the actual break of the flag, so it has come back into that zone. So lots of things going on. Only time I'm going to be potentially looking for shorts will be a break below 50.50, and that's going to have to be a fairly solid break because we've got a strong zone of support here at between 50.44 and 50.56. So from an 8-hour perspective, this looking like a pullback in a bull trend. So we want to be looking to buy the dip. When we get to the 3-hour, we do still have the pin bar here on the 3-hour as well, just that the level changes a little bit, and you can see it becomes a lot more clearer here. All these tails that we are flirting with, that is at 50.79. Let's just round that off to 50.80. That's definitely what we're looking at. This was the bottom of that pin bar on the 8-hour, 50.56. But if I just pull it up to there, you'll probably find this is 50.58. No real rhyme or reason why it came down into the space. Probably just hunting your stop losses, to be honest. Yeah, nothing really changes here. What does start becoming very clear is the buyers that come in here in this zone between 50.79 and 50.56. So between 50.80 and 50.60. That's kind of where they came in. Oscillators have eased off quite nicely. And we're heading towards the bottom here. Not there yet. Heading towards the bottom. So, break above the 3-hour pin bar. If you're trading this on a 3-hour time frame, that would be your entry. Or stop would be below the 3-hour pin bar. So that's the one thing to look at. But when we start looking at the hour, a little bit of concern, I suppose. Move down, exhaustion down, lots of support here, and we are just sort of hovering with. We do have the Fed chair testifying before the Senate today, so I assume we're probably going to retest 50.58 this morning, or alternatively just head sideways just under 5100. So getting back above 5091 or 5100 would be the ideal setup for opportunities to be long. At the moment, I don't see any real opportunity just yet. V reversals are rare, and this is a V reversal at the moment, but you can see how strong the buyers came in going into the close. So it was right just before the close, quickly taking profit, getting out of it after triggering all the retail traders that were sitting long, and wasn't really a clear opportunity. Don't see anything here that it is a clear opportunity. Well, actually I lie, it would have been quite late in the session. So there's our 50-minute pin bar, and you can see no real structure there, but there is definitely structure here at 50.21. And when was that? 12. So that would be 2 o'clock my time, 12 o'clock GMT time. So slap bang on the middle of the day. We had the setup, and then we had another setup here of 5113. Hindsight's always a perfect science. Below the 150 on the 15 minutes, so you're looking for, see what happens with the levels. It was a rejection, so it's more than likely an opportunity there. 100-point stop loss for the short, and it got going pretty quickly. I would have actually got out right here because that is a big weekly swing high, and that would have been at 50.90 basically. So for today, it is a sit on hands type day. I think just wait for the noise to finish. I think we've got jolt openings. We've got quite a few of the FOMC members talking this evening as well. Quite a bit of British data coming out. That may impact the Eurozone a little bit. But for me at the moment, I think we need to get above this 5100 again before we even start looking for opportunities to the upside. Opportunities to the downside, I don't think are there just yet. There's no real structure apart from this pin bar area here. So, if we reject 5100 or 5106, that would be a different scenario. But again, bear in mind you'd be above the 150 EMA. So lots of things going on at the moment. I think I'd rather just sit back and wait to see what's going to transpire. If we do reject higher up, then there's definitely an opportunity. But looking at the 15 minutes at the moment, we're in amongst the moving averages. So normally what you see next is a break above the moving averages to come and test the 150, which would be around 5100. No, not 5100. 5100, sorry. 5100. So that is kind of the line in the sand. If we reject there, you probably find us build a base lower down, and then that's going to trigger a lot of buying opportunities. So I'm still bullish. No real reason at the moment to not be bullish. It's only once we start breaking below this 50-50 area that I would start getting concerned. And even then I'd be sitting and waiting until 50-44, 50-40 breaks before I start getting too interested in shorts. So that's kind of my view at the moment. This is a pullback in a bull trend as far as I'm concerned. Could be something bigger on the weekly. So this is starting to be a big weekly engulfing bar where it stands at the moment. So if we do continue to the downside, then we've got a problem. What are the Feds going to talk about at the Senate? I don't know. It's an election year as well. So whose camp is he in is probably the short answer. So it's going to be politically motivated. There's no two ways about that. And everybody wants to know when the rate cuts are coming. And the Feds are going to keep people guessing until the last minute and try and manipulate this market as best as possible. So yeah, that's kind of my view. I'm going to just sit quietly and wait for better structure before getting in on this. 5100 is a line in the sand. It is above the 3-hour pin bar as well. And I think you'll have something on the 2-hour chart as well. A big inside bar off the 150 EMA. So lots to play for at the moment, but again, 5100 is your line in the sand. We need to get it back above that, build a base, and then you start looking for opportunities to the upside. So that's kind of my view. Sit tight, wait for it, and let's just see what happens with all the noise that's coming out today, and take it from there. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.